Hey everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone, and you're watching the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. 1 hour of commercial-free podcasting starts now. Enjoy the show.
Week 10 in the books. 10 weeks of the NFL season already done. Absolute madness. As you can see, Matt is still out on the COVID list. But he should be back this Sunday for our new day of the week for our podcast. Sunday mornings, you can now tune in for our weekly preview episodes moving forward. So if you're looking for something to watch while you're waiting for football and those dreaded few hours after you wake up, tune in to Super Fantasy Bros.
Yeah.
I'll get you all of the breakdowns, every matchup, just like we do, but now on Sundays. But anyways, we will be recapping all of week 10. As always, Calm or Chaos, Trust or Bust, trade targets, and a preview of this week's Thursday night game. And of course, some trivia with Q at the end. So make sure you stay for that. Let's get right into it, boys. Calm or Chaos. Russell Wilson comes back, yet the Seattle Seahawks get shut out for the first time in 10 years. Russell Wilson, 5.64 points. DK Metcalf, 5.6 points. Tyler Lockett, 4.3. Alex Collins, 5.9. Is it calm or chaos for this team in general? What is going on?
I think as a whole, I think it's calm. Maybe not Lockett. Maybe not Collins either. So Russell, I think it's calm because it was a weird weather game and it was Russ's first game back. Gerald Everett, though, who would have thought that he was the best player on Sunday? But I think you're good on all those players except for Collins because Chris Carson should also be back.
I agree. I'm saying calm. It's Russ.
It is Russ.
Let him cook.
He was only cooking a little dish on Sunday.
Just a little
Like a crumb.
Yeah, 100%.
little appetizer.
I completely agree. I think you got to stay calm on Russ and DK. I think they'll both be better. Packers defense quietly has been really solid this year too. Tyler Lockett, obviously, we know what he is at this point. Just overwhelmingly inconsistent. Alex Collins, dude, you can't trust Alex Collins. We got to wait for Chris Carson to come back to really want to start one of these running backs. So let's get into quarterbacks. Matt Stafford, 11.82 points, 26 of 41, 243 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 picks. Another back-breaking pick six. Calm or chaos here on staff.
Sloppy football from Stafford the past couple weeks.
Yeah, 2 stinky performances.
2 stinkers.
Yeah, I think I'm still leaning towards calm, but definitely just a little bit nervous.
And 2 picks in each of the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't blame him for the pick six in this one. Went literally right into Higbee's arms, bounced right off into the defensive back's hands, and he was just gone. I really don't blame Staff for that, but it was just unfortunate in general.
Yeah, 5 drops, I believe, as a team, which is, I think it's considered high, but it was a weird game. I would have never predicted the 49ers blowing them out.
I wouldn't have either. I also wouldn't have predicted the Titans to beat them either. So I do think the Rams get back on track sooner rather than later. So I'm staying calm for now on Stafford as well. But Aaron Rodgers, 10.48 points in that snooze fest against the Seahawks. We already talked about their offense. But 292 yards was decent, but only 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. So calm or chaos here for Rodgers.
I'll never be chaotic on Aaron Rodgers ever in my life.
Just got off COVID.
Yeah, very true. He did just get off the COVID list. I think you got to stay calm for Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't been that amazing this year, but he's been pretty rock solid. So I'm staying calm for sure.
We've seen all these athletes come off the COVID list struggle. I don't know what to expect from Matt when he comes off the COVID list. Yeah, hopefully he remembers why he's here.
He's going to be like, I thought this was a hockey podcast.
Or Joe Rogan or something.
Last quarterback, Justin Herbert, 14 points, 20 of 34, only 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. did add 22 yards on the ground, but still an overall pretty poor day. Calm or chaos here for Herbert?
I'm staying calm, but it definitely shouldn't have been a stinker against the Vikings. There's no way. So it's a little upsetting, but still staying super calm. He's still QB7.
Yeah, there's not many guys you'd start over it.
No.
Yeah, I think it's just very frustrating owning Justin Herbert right now.
Mm-hmm.
As I have him in, I think, a couple of leagues, but it's just 5 games with less than 18, 4 games with like 28 plus. So like he's just like boomer bust quarterback right now. And you just want to see it turn into a little bit more consistency here. So hopefully he can bounce back. Pittsburgh defense obviously is a little bit threatening, but I think he should be fine. He does have some more favorable matchups coming up too. So I'm staying calm. His playoff schedule is pretty juicy. So keep rolling Herbert out there. Let's get into some running backs. Myles Gaskin, 5.5 points, 14 rushes for 31 yards, 1 catch on 2 targets for 14 yards. Myles Gaskin flips back and forth between trust or bust and calm or chaos every single week. Is it officially chaos?
Yes.
Is he going to bounce back next week
No.
against the Jets?
I mean, the positive is that he's getting a large amount of carries. The last 4 games he's had 12 or more, but it's just like the offensive line is so bad that he can't run the ball. So you'd like to see him at least perform better in the receiving game, which he has done. Not last week, but that was another terrible game. But Malcolm Brown's out again this week, so I think if you have him, I'm personally probably starting him if Cordell Patterson's out. But against the Jets, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think he's already set himself up for that bounce back game to come this week against the Jets. I think he's a viable start in this game. Then he gets the Panthers, who are top 5 against the run, which is going to be another down game. And then it gets the Giants to bounce back again. So I think he's just going to keep going up and down the ladder.
I think he is too. I think he has to. Every single week this whole year has been double digits, not double digits. Double digits, not double. Like every single week.
Oh, it's only been on odd weeks. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Dude,
so week 11.
He's set up for a double digit
11
game.
and 13 and 15 are all favorable matchups. So
all right,
start Myles
week,
Gaskin on odd weeks.
I guess start
even weeks. He does get tougher matchups. Week 12, the Panthers are top 5. The Saints are one of the best run defenses in week 16, and week 14 he's on a bye. So odd weeks, rest of the season. Lock in Myles Gaskin. This week is one of those weeks. All right, last running back. Not too many that struggled this weekend, which was nice to see. But Darrell Henderson Jr. did struggle. He did get banged up again in this game. 8.1 points, only 5 carries for 31 yards, and 4 of 6 in terms of the receiving game for 10 yards. But in 3 of the last 4 games, he has less than 10 points. This is calm or chaos for Henderson.
I'm staying calm.
Yeah, I think
just because they're going into a bye this week. If it happens again after the bye, I'll switch to chaos.
Yeah, I think I'm staying calm. I think the last few weeks he's been just banged up here and there.
Which is typical Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, and the last 2 weeks specifically, they've been down uncharacteristically to teams, like just been getting blown out. So like he hasn't gotten the run volume that he's been used to all season. I think in every other game he had at least 13 carries. In the last 2 weeks combined, he has 16 total. So like the volume's just been down a little bit. I think it goes back up after the bye. They have some favorable matchups after the bye, aside from maybe like a couple of them. I think he'll be fine. I think he's still going to be a rock solid running back moving forward.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't had 100 yards rushing in a single game so far. I'm still confident in him, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just odd.
Yeah, he's been close. I mean, the yards per carry is definitely really good to see. If you look at most games, I think he's only averaged under 4 like twice. So when he does get the volume, he does put up some decent numbers, and he doesn't need that much volume to put up some decent days. So falls into the end zone. I like him.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Wide receivers for calm or chaos here. I think it's been 4 weeks in a row, maybe 5. DJ Moore's been here, 6.4 points, 4 catches on 7 targets for 24 yards. Calm or chaos?
I want to hear someone's argument for calm. Is it Cam?
There isn't one.
That was going to be my argument.
It's just Cam. Okay, so chaos.
Maybe Cam is the the writing of the ship here.
So chaos.
I'm leaning towards chaos.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Good.
one of the biggest DJ Moore believers out there. I really like his skill set, his talent. The volume's still there, dude. It just doesn't make sense as to why it's been so down. He's getting 7 targets at least every single game. But he's just not, he can't find the end zone. He found the end zone 3 times this year in 2 games. So I don't know. You need him to find the end zone. And
Robby
they just don't
time.
look for him.
Robby time. Robby season.
Might be Robby season. We'll talk about Robby later. But DJ Moore, it's chaos. It's really tough to start him right now outside of just being like your flex.
Yeah.
Mike Williams in the same boat as DJ Moore. Just completely fell off after the hot start. 7.3 points, 4 catches on 6 targets for 33 yards. Calm or chaos, boys?
Chaos.
Super chaos. I don't even think he's startable right now.
Yeah, I think we mentioned him last week on Calm or Chaos and said chaos, but just to confirm, at this point, it's chaos.
Yep.
It's 100% chaos. 5 out of the last 6 games, absolutely brutal. There is a chance that any of these upcoming games, he could have one of those 15 target, insane, put up some crazy numbers games.
Oh, he will.
But it's going to be very unpredictable. Somehow he's still wide receiver 17 on the season just from that hot start.
He's got 230 bombs.
Yeah.
And 220 bombs. And then
exactly.
And then all like nothing
games.
4s.
So
all 4s.
Not trusting Mike Williams anywhere near my lineup until I see him bounce back. AJ Brown shockingly has kind of fallen off a little bit, even with Julio out. 3.3 points, 1 catch on 4 targets for 16 yards. And I believe this is 2 games in a row now where he's had a bit of a down game after really storming back for 3 weeks in a row. So calm or chaos here for AJ Brown?
I think you're still calm. Julio just compliments him, then so does Derrick Henry, obviously. So it's maybe a coincidence that the downfall started when he's lost both of them, when they've lost both. But I think you're still calm. Daniel has to throw to somebody, and how much are you trusting? What are their names? It's like
they're all irrelevant.
One has 2 last names. The other one's last name might be Johnson.
Rodgers. Yeah, I think Marcus Johnson, Akeem Smith. Weird group of wide receivers. I'm 100% calm on AJ Brown, to be honest. Last 2 weeks, he's gone up against Jalen Ramsey and Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore has been playing out of his mind the last few weeks. He's looked really good. He pretty much locked up AJ Brown, and then Jalen Ramsey the week before. The volume was 100% there right before this week. So I think he bounces right back next week against Houston. Still has a lot of favorable matchups down the pipeline. I'm rocking with AJ Brown. I think the Titans have the easiest schedule rest of season out of anyone in the league.
Yeah, it looks like it.
In terms of like just even pure NFL standpoint, every team they're playing is not very good. So they get the Texans twice, Miami, Jacksonville, San Francisco.
They might finish with the 1
Pittsburgh
seed.
are the scariest ones. So yeah, I think the Titans just went through a gauntlet of really tough games.
And they won them all.
Fine. Yep. Titans are on fire. Doesn't make any sense, but
I don't understand who's getting the points.
I don't know. Nobody. They're just winning games.
I mean, you called
special teams that have.
They're still winning the
solid.
Super Bowl. If we're going by T-God's take.
Oh yeah,
it's not looking that bad right now.
No, it's
not.
not
Bad a while ago, but it's looking good now.
Like 7-2, I think.
They're so good for no reason.
Jesus.
All right, last wide receiver, Emmanuel Sanders, 7.1 points, 2 catches on 2 targets for 27 yards. And I think he had like a rush or something that got him to those 7 points. But either way, is this calm or chaos here for Sanders?
He had 1 rush for 24 yards.
Damn.
Yes. So he did have a long rush as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say chaos. Does that sound about right?
It's a fair assessment.
I mean, but also when Stephon Diggs has 162 receiving yards, there's not much else to be given out. Unless
Beasley had a bad game too.
It's just like 0, 10, and 7 in the past 3 games.
Yeah, he was always boomer
since the
bust.
bye.
Yeah, it's not even boom though. It's just like do all right or bust. It's like,
or bust.
He had a really solid 4-week stretch against Washington, Houston, the Chiefs, and Tennessee. Some defenses really not scared of. But then even after the bye week, they played Miami, Jacksonville, and New York. And he just hasn't been that involved. So maybe these more daunting opponents upcoming, like the Colts, the Saints, Patriots, the Bucks. Maybe they have to throw more. Maybe Sanders gets more involved. But for now, I'm leaning towards chaos as well. It's a little bit risky. I think he's still in that low end flex territory.
Yeah, sadly.
Tough to trust. Speaking of trust, let's get into trust or bust. Talk about some quarterbacks. Well, I guess one quarterback. It was a pretty down week for quarterbacks since Trevor Siemian ended up being a top 5 quarterback this week. 23.92 points, 19 of 34 passing, 298 yards, and threw 2 touchdowns. Trust or bust here as maybe even a bye week fill-in for Trevor Siemian.
I think it's still bust. I think because James Winston is more talented than him, and I couldn't even trust him with the same player. So I'm not going to give in.
That's fair, I guess.
And Kamara could be back. I don't know. That could be the reason why Siemian had so much on his shoulders to just do it all.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm leaning towards bust as well. I really can't trust Siemian. He's improved in each of his 3 starts. Looked a little better, but I still really can't fully go all in right now.
See, I thought that too, and then I thought to myself, would I rather start like him or Matt Ryan? And like low key, like I think I'd want to start Siemian.
Well, yeah, Matt Ryan this week proved that you shouldn't trust him after we were thinking maybe he's all right. No, Matt Ryan always, you literally said it to you guys last week. I think we were talking about trusting Matt Ryan, and you were like, he's going to hit you with those 2 interception dud. And I started him. I didn't listen, and it was an awful decision.
You can never trust him.
Yeah, you can't trust him fully.
No, yeah, no one's trusting Siemian like that.
Yeah, but he could be a bye week fill-in if you're looking for someone. Gets Eagles secondary this week, even though they've been a little bit hotter.
They're good.
Yeah, gets the Jets coming down the pipe as well. So maybe. Let's move on to some running backs. Darrell Williams, 29.4 points, 11 carries for 43 yards. Not so great, but he was an elite receiver this weekend. 9 catches on 9 targets for 101 yards and a touchdown. Trust or bust here. If Edwards-Helaire does not come back, or if he does.
This is how you go out with a bang, because now it becomes the headache, because Clyde probably will come back, and I'm not going to want to touch any of them. So it's going to be a bust for that reason, but he would be trust if Clyde was to miss some more time.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think CEH coming back just helps no one, not even himself. Like, it really doesn't though, because Darrell's going to be playing. Yeah. Like he's earned it. He's going to be playing. He's going to be seeing snaps.
Yeah, Darrell was already seeing a decent snap share. It was increasing while even CEH was there. I think it was as high as 43% with CEH healthy. With him out, it's been pretty consistently at least 55, all the way as high as 72. So he's been really the workhorse. The rushing really has not been good, but the receiving game has been impressive, especially for the Chiefs, where Mahomes really doesn't dump it off. We've seen that when Clyde Edwards-Helaire is in, he does not target him. But for some reason, Darrell Williams, he likes to target him in the passing game, and it's really been working for them. So, yeah, I would agree. Trust without CEH. With CEH, it's going to be a headache. I would avoid it if I could. Ramondre Stevenson, 27.4 points, 20 carries for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 catches on 5 targets for 14 yards. Trust or bust. Similar situation. Damian Harris might be back, might not be back. What's the deal here?
I guess that's the big dependent. Is he back?
Yeah, but this is also the Patriots we're talking about. He could easily put Damian Harris on the bench, make him carry the ball 5 times a game, and make Stevenson the starter.
That's true.
So
I don't know. I want to trust him because he is good. It's just that whole situation they're not really known for having one running back ever, because they still have Brandon Bolden and JJ Taylor. Probably not really relevant, but
yeah,
they all have a factor.
Bolden will still continue to get his like little bit of snaps here and there, put some work in the passing game, but he really is not someone they rely upon in the running game. I think it's between Stevenson and Harris. I really like Stevenson's skill set. I think he's a super talented back. I hope he continues to get some opportunities, but if Damian Harris comes back, I think I'd be in wait and see mode before I trusted him.
Yeah, I agree.
AJ Dillon, another backup, the week of the backups, 26.8 points, 21 carries for 66 yards, super ugly yards per carry, but did find the end zone twice and also caught 2 catches on 2 targets for 62 yards. Trust or bust?
Big trust.
He's gonna be an RB1
Huge
until
trust.
Seriously.
Aaron Jones returns.
So annoying. He was playing better than Aaron Jones was.
I know.
It
He looked
hurts
good.
me so much. I hate Aaron Jones, but I don't know, dude. I hate him, but I love him. But I hate
Yeah.
AJ Dillon, but I also love him.
Yeah, it's very tearing when like the backup is playing well and you really like both of them. But AJ Dillon has been playing well pretty much all season when he's gotten the opportunity. So I think if he continues to be the number one here, he might really prove that he might deserve the starting job down the line. So
And last year, maybe some foreshadowing. He had a week 16. He had to play starter because Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones were out. So he was the starter, and he had 129 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
on
AJ
22
Dillon,
carries.
When he gets the opportunities, he does thrive. So we shall see how
Quadzilla.
that continues. I think if Aaron Jones obviously does get upright and healthy, I still think he has a very solid hold on this backfield just because of how much they're paying him to be the number one there.
But like AJ Dillon, real quick, he's like now he had standalone value like as a flex player with Aaron Jones active, and now it's just even more valuable. So he's like more like a Madison or a Kareem Hunt now.
Yeah, you can plug him right in, start him with 100% confidence. Mark Ingram with a Kamara out, another backup, 20.8 points, 14 carries for 47 yards, found the end zone, 4 catches on 7 targets for 61 yards. Some vintage Mark Ingram. Trust or bust if Kamara has to miss again.
Bro, I'm a big Mark Ingram fan. I'm trusting him. I like him. I think he's still really good, even though he's old. But he's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased. I love Mark Ingram.
No, I think I trust him too. If Kamara's out, obviously with Kamara in, I'm not trusting him. He'll get a little bit of work.
I don't know if I trust the 7 targets though.
Oh yeah, it's got to be tough. But Simeon is also not one that's really pushing the ball downfield that much. So maybe he does get some dump offs.
Yeah, and outside of Callaway,
Mark Ingram was on the Saints. He actually did have a pretty decent job as a receiver before Kamara got there and whatnot. So go ahead, Q. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, outside of Callaway, who else are they throwing it to? Willie Snead. That's trustworthy.
Harris.
That's trustworthy. Probably not.
No, he's like more of a deep threat. I don't even trust Callaway that much.
I don't even trust Troutman.
Juwan Johnson. Just a very ragtag group of receivers. Yeah. Last running back here, Boston Scott, 12.5 points, 11 carries for 81 yards, 2 catches on 2 targets for 24 yards. If Sanders continues to miss time, because we continue to talk about backups, is Scott trustworthy in your lineup?
No.
I kind of like him.
No. Why?
I think he's a flex play at best.
He can run the ball and he could catch. He's good at both. And even if Sanders comes back this week, I still trust Boston Scott because it's been proven that they hate Miles Sanders.
But what about the other running backs that we have?
Jordan Howard is the only other relevant one, I think. Gainwell hasn't really done anything.
They really hated on my man's Gainwell. Out of nowhere.
He hasn't done anything.
With Sanders, and as soon as Sanders got hurt, they were like, well, we actually hate him low key.
Yeah, we hate him too.
Crazy.
I like Boston Scott.
I like
Boston Scott as a person
and
as a player, but as a fantasy asset, I don't think I can fully trust him.
I wanted to declare Jordan Howard as the back to own. I forget if I even did, but I think it might be Boston Scott.
I'm trying to play Rocket League with Boston Scott.
Me too. Yeah, he'd be on that Rocket League for sure. All right, let's get in some wide receivers and tight ends before we get into some trade targets. So Kendrick Bourne, 24.1 points, 4 catches on 4 targets for 98 yards, found the end zone. Also, strangely, had 3 carries for 43 yards as well. Kendrick Bourne is quietly wide receiver 31 on the season. Trust or bust?
Bust.
Yeah, it's still bust.
Still bust, dude. So many single-digit games. Yeah,
Yes.
no shot. I'm trusting him. I'm sorry.
Yep. No, he's literally like a quiet version of Tyler Lockett, Mike Williams, DJ Moore right now, except way less volume too. He's just like, he'll catch the deep ball, he'll score the touchdown, and then he'll disappear for the rest of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know if you saw his touchdown, but his touchdown was beautiful.
Oh yeah, definitely beautiful. I think he's got
had some
skills.
nice ones.
Yeah, but he has 5 games this year with 10 plus points, and then 5 games I think with less than
6
7
or less. 6 or less. 7. Well, 6 point
6.8
whatever. Yeah,
or less. So, yeah, bad. Not consistent enough. Maybe a bye week fill in flex if you're desperate. Devonta Smith, 22.6 points, 4 catches on 6 targets for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. Is it time to trust him again?
Quietly, wide receiver 25, and has had top 10 finishes the last couple of weeks. I think it's time to trust him.
I don't think it is. I'll talk about it later, I guess. But no, dude, the Eagles are just so inconsistent with everybody that they use. Like, what running back is it going to be? Who are they going to throw to today? Are they going to run the ball at all today? Are they going to throw all game? Is this a Dallas Goedert game? Is Devonta Smith going to catch the ball? Like, I don't know, dude. There's just too many things going on. It was his birthday too. That is a good point. But no, I don't know. It's just Eagles. The whole Eagles offense just scares me for fantasy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm definitely a little nervous on him too. I want to trust him, obviously, as an Eagles fan. But he's kind of in the same boat as Kendrick Bourne, 4 games with less than 5.8 or less, and then the rest with 11 or more. So, I mean, obviously he's got a little bit more upside than Kendrick Bourne. I think he's done it on a little bit more of a consistent basis and gets a hell of a lot more volume than Bourne does. But it's still tough to trust, especially going up against the Saints this week with Marshawn Lattimore. A little bit more nervous. Gets the Giants and the Jets the next couple of weeks, then Washington, the Giants, and Washington for the playoffs. So
yeah, that's juicy.
Matchups are looking juicy upcoming, but still really tough to trust right now on a consistent basis. I think he's a solid flex, though. Rock solid flex.
Yeah.
Brian Edwards, 3 catches on 4 targets for 88 yards and found the end zone. Trust or bust here now that he is looking like the number 2 wide receiver on this offense.
Bust. He dropped a donut last week.
Yeah, that was his first chance to prove
bust.
himself as like a number 2, and I guess we want to see him do it again. But we were hoping that he'd step up after they lost that other guy.
Yeah, that other guy
who shall not be named.
Yeah, Brian Edwards. He's got a really good schedule coming up, but really tough to trust right now. I think it's the Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller show for the passing game.
And it hasn't even really been Waller.
How do you drop a donut against the Giants? You had 4 targets. You can't catch a ball against the Giants.
I don't know. That was an ugly game for the Raiders all around. I don't know how they lost.
Blame Derek Carr.
Grow up, Brian Edwards.
Grow up. Jamal Agnew, on the other hand, 15.9 points. Also caught 0 passes in this game on 5 targets. Did carry the ball 3 times for 79 yards and found the end zone. I don't know what to make of Jamal Agnew. His fantasy production has been a little bit sporadic, but somewhat consistent at the same time.
He's just a wild card.
Literally a wild card. Trust or bust here, man.
I think he's past Laviska Shenault as like their player who can do it all. Like they were using Laviska in weird ways last year, a little bit this year, but I think Agnew's the guy now. He may be more trustworthy than maybe even Marvin Jones.
I probably wouldn't disagree with that.
And I like Marvin Jones.
We all do. We're all big Marvin Jones guys.
Yeah. DJ Chark went out of this offense and all wide receivers went to die, apparently. So
Dan Arnold's still the safest.
Dan Arnold, definitely the safest, like just consistent, reliable guy. But Jamal Agnew still has 10 plus points in 4 of the last 5. So if you're looking for a flex, you don't know what's going to happen. He's getting 5 targets at minimum a game.
Yeah, you don't know what's happening.
Running the ball here and there. Also does kick returns, might find the end zone that way. Wild card flex play.
Bro, he's fun to watch, dude. There's so many things going on.
Yeah, he is definitely fun to watch. Cannot disagree with that. Ray McLeod, 15.3 points, 9 catches on 12 targets for 63 yards. Is this trust or bust here for Ray?
I think it's bust because if Ben comes back this week along with Chase Claypool, I don't think he's going to have any relevancy again.
Are we really talking about Steelers wide receivers right now?
We are.
Sean has to put on the agenda.
Have to.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, absolute snooze fest. I think the main reason was Big Ben was out. Ray McLeod probably has a pretty good rep with the backup quarterback in practice. He's probably his number 1 when they're running reps and whatnot. So probably just somebody who's comfortable to throw to. Claypool being out obviously helped him get more opportunity as well. So
I'd be more comfortable throwing to him too if your number 1 guy fumbles the ball and can't catch for shit. And Deontay Johnson
coming at Deontay like that. He's been rock solid this year until this past week. He wasn't even that bad. So
it wasn't that bad, but he wasn't Ray McLeod good.
he was 2 points less. The target shares for Deontay is still crazy. But yeah, Ray McLeod, bust. Jacoby Myers, 14.9 points, 4 catches on 4 targets for 49 yards, and his first career NFL touchdown.
I wish
Congrats.
Matt was here.
I wish Matt was here too. He would definitely be celebrating with us. If he is watching right now, I'm sure he's clapping and celebrating. We were pretty much writing Jacoby Myers off for dead last week after his 1.8 dud. Finally found the end zone, but is he trustworthy?
No. No, I'm sorry. He's still
I don't.
not.
Do you think he finds the end zone again before the season's over, including the playoffs? Because they might make the playoffs.
No.
Maybe.
I don't.
I don't know. Maybe one more. I don't think he's ever going to be more than like one of those 5-6 touchdown catch players.
Whoa.
They really don't use him in the
You're
red
already
zone.
talking about 5 or 6?
I'm saying like that's like the cap.
It might be 3.
That's yeah, maybe 3's the cap.
Yeah.
5's a
maybe.
lot,
It is a lot.
especially for him.
The insane volume he was getting through the first half of the season has kind of dissipated. 4 targets each in the last 2 weeks. So I'm leaning towards bust. I think he caught the touchdown from the backup quarterback too. I think he caught it from Hoyer when they had already won and Mac Jones was out of the game. So I don't know.
You must have heard the trivia question I used this week, referring back to him.
I was just thinking of that.
Really?
It was
Really,
about Devin Singletary, but
Oh yeah.
I started off with him.
Yeah. Dude, Jacoby Myers, just for the stat here, he had 1,522 career receiving yards without a touchdown, longest span of yardage without a score across all positions in the history of the NFL.
So like a center or like a lineman has caught a touchdown. I don't know, something like
Well,
that.
I think across like
I
wide
wonder if
receivers, running backs.
Jacoby saw that stat and was like, "That's cool." Like
I'm ass.
I hope not. Yeah, that was just absolutely nuts in general. 2 more wide receivers. Rashod Bateman, 14 points, 6 catches on 8 targets for 80 yards. Trust or bust here for Bateman.
that's
Let's
a trust. Big trust.
And somehow
Nice
he's
targets.
He's still only owned in less than 35% of leagues. So why is he not being picked up?
Yeah, I don't know. ESPN
People don't
leagues
know.
gotta start picking him up because he's owned in 65% of that might be dynasty leagues actually. No, definitely not. 65% of sleeper leagues. So sleeper, they know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, Bateman, if he's still out there for some reason in your league, pick him up. The dude is a target machine and he's not even playing all the snaps. He's playing about 2/3 of the snaps. So if he continues to earn more snaps as he continues to improve, he might become Lamar Jackson's favorite target. It's been an insane target share to say the least. I mean, what does he have?
28
targets in 4 games
Yep.
as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't see that volume right away like that often, unless you're desperate. And obviously, I don't think their wide receiver group is that great. So he stepped right into a prominent role. But yeah, definitely a startable flex at this point.
Yes.
Last wide receiver, Robby Anderson. Hinted at him earlier. 13.7 points, 4 catches on 6 targets for 37 yards, and a touchdown. Trust or bust here for Robby?
I think it's still bust until we see it again, but I do feel a lot better about him, especially with Cam taking the first team reps this week. Looks like he'll be the starter. So if he loved anybody on that team, it was Robby.
I want to say bust so bad, but that's Cam's man. Like, bro, I think if the season started today, Robbie's finishing over DJ Moore.
Oh, I mean, it's not off.
It's not off. You're probably not off. I think I'm trusting as well. Temple bias intended as well. Still have a soft spot for Robby Anderson. But with Cam Newton, with honestly any quarterback outside of Sam Darnold, Robby Anderson has played relatively well throughout his career. We've talked about it multiple times on the show. Gets Cam Newton back, someone he's already comfortable with too. I'm rocking with him.
I am. It's weird to say. Robbie's been so butt.
I think he's worth an add to your bench, not worth starting yet. I want to see it again, though.
I want to see it again, too.
Tight ends for trust or bust. Hunter Henry, 19.7 points, 4 catches on 4 targets for 37 yards and 2 scores. Trust or bust here?
Trust.
Oh, it's
He's
trust.
been getting touchdowns. You can't take him away.
You
Trust.
can't take them away. This year's Robert Tonyan for sure. 7 touchdowns through 10 games. I think what did Tonyan end up with last year? Like 12 touchdowns. Seems like he's kind of on pace for those numbers in that range. He's tight end 4. I think that's where Tonyan finished. Seems like he's just the guy in the red zone. I mean, he only has 3 games this year with more than 4 targets, with like 5 targets or more. And then he's just finding the end zone. Can't take him away. He's touchdown dependent, but he's scoring.
I hate that he was traded to this team because like before that, we all knew Hunter Henry was a solid tight end on the Chargers. And like he got traded here and like going into the season, I hated thinking about him because of the situation he was in with Jonnu Smith. But like, this is kind of like previous Hunter Henry.
It's
maybe a little better.
It's actually really weird because it's like the exact opposite of what Hunter Henry was with the Chargers. Like Hunter Henry struggled to find the end zone a little bit with the Chargers in general. He has 7 touchdowns. He never had more than he actually had 8 in his rookie season. But after that, he had 4, 5, and 4 in 3 other seasons with the Chargers. So
yeah, but I feel like he's still always been like a solid tight end.
Yeah, he's always been solid. Like, but he's been more of like a guy that'll get you the volume, like 4, 5, 6, 7 catches, get some yardage. Not
the Patriots
score.
just know how to run plays, bro. They just know how to scheme.
Belichick's back, baby.
Bro, they be scheming.
They're scheming. Hunter Henry, you got to trust him for now. Touchdown dependent, but he's scoring very often, so I think you got to keep rolling out there. Tyler Conklin, similar stat line, except even worse with the yardage. 16.1 points, 3 catches on 5 targets for 11 yards, but happened to get 2 touchdowns as well. Trust or bust here for the tight end in Minnesota.
I mean, he's had at least 5 targets the last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the best you can use to consider him trustworthy. I think he's all right.
He's okay.
Yeah, I think he's okay, but
he's okay.
Definitely
tight end 11 on the season, low end tight end 1 at best.
Yeah, what's that
playing
saying?
all the snaps? He's on a Vikings offense with Kirk Cousins, so you already know he's going to be inconsistent. Even though the last 4 weeks he's had around at least 10 every week. 9.5 is the lowest, 16 obviously the peak this week. He's only scored in 2 separate games this year though. So he hasn't been like a red zone monster like Hunter Henry. So I think that caps his upside just a little bit.
Yeah.
He's all right. I trust him for what he is. I don't think he's breaking out anytime soon as like an elite tight end.
Bye-week fill-in?
Bye-week fill-in for sure. I think he's worth even owning on your bench as just a backup, just in case of injury.
Yeah.
Gerald Everett finally broke out with the Seahawks in a game where all of the other Seahawks shit the bed. 8 catches on 8 targets for 63 yards, 14.3 points. His best game of the season. Trust or bust for Everett moving forward?
It's still a bust for me.
Yeah, I think it's bust because Russ still recovering, and I don't know. I'll take it. I'll use that excuse. But this is what Gerald Everett, I thought he'd come into Seattle being like, and just hasn't panned out. Whether it's because of Russ or Gino or himself. Actually, Seahawks don't really use tight ends well anyway. They had Jimmy Graham and he failed with that.
Very inconsistent.
Yeah, but this is bust. It is nice though that he finished better than all the other Seahawks.
Yeah, I think it's bust. I think I would just want to see more.
Yeah, no, me too. It's so like disappointing. Like, yo, my tight end had 8 receptions, and then it's like, oh, he only had 14 points. I don't know. It's just like that's weird. Don't you think you should have more than 14 points?
I feel like you find the end zone if you catch 8 balls. But
right.
Sometimes you just don't find the end zone, just like the Seahawks didn't that entire game.
Yikes.
Craziness. All right, let's get into some trade targets before we do our Thursday Night Football preview. I'll start us off. My buy low, Darrell Henderson Jr. Darrell Henderson, obviously, like I mentioned earlier on the show, 3 of the last 4 weeks, he's had less than 10 points. He's been a little banged up here and there, but he is heading into his bye. If someone is looking for a bye week fill-in running back, someone you can kind of be like, hey, look, you can start this guy this week. You're in a must-win situation. I'll take Henderson off your hands. That's someone I'm definitely going after right now. If you can afford to have him on a bye this week, he's got the talent for sure. The Rams schedule lightens up just a little bit. I think he'll be more involved moving forward as well than the last couple of weeks. So Darrell Henderson, I'm calm on him. I'm buying low on him. I think he's a great guy to go out there and get if if he's out there on the market. Sell high. We just talked about him, Hunter Henry, touchdown dependent AF. If I can get someone that just has a little bit more consistency, maybe like obviously maybe not consistency, but maybe more upside to catch more passes in every single game. If I could flip Hunter Henry right now after a 19-point game for someone like TJ Hawkinson after a big old donut, I think I'd do that.
Dude, if I owned Hawkinson, I'm not doing that.
Of course.
Maybe
like, but if someone's panicking or maybe Dallas Goedert, he's been a little banged up with the concussion, might be someone I'm looking to target. Someone just a little bit more upside, a little bit safer.
Would you do Ertz for him?
I think I'd rather have Henry.
I think I'll take Henry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd take Henry there. I'd probably do Noah Fant for him. But again, a little bit scary.
Disappointed in you.
I know you're not the biggest Noah Fant fan, but I think he gets more volume than Henry. Henry's just not seeing the volume. That just scares me. So the touchdowns could disappear, but the touchdowns are coming. You can't take them away. They're there. So I'm selling high on those touchdowns. All right, you guys, what do you got?
Okay, my buy low might surprise some people, but it's Terry McLaurin. He's been in a big old slump. Since week 5, his fantasy points have been 8, 6, 25, 6, and 11. He's had 7 or more targets in all but one game, so he's still seeing the volume, but the points just aren't there. But I think they'll come because you know that the Washington football team is going to be down all the time. They're going to have to throw. It's Scary Terry and like
who else? Maybe
that's
Logan
what I'm
Thomas.
saying. Maybe Logan Thomas, but is he gonna be back this week?
He might be.
Yeah, he might be. That's my point. He might be. He might not even play. They're gonna have to throw it to Terry. So yeah, go get him if you can. And my sell high. I'm sorry to all you guys. Devonta Smith, however you want to say it, Mr. Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm still not trusting him. He's had back-to-back games of 22 points, but 4 of his 10 games are 5 points or less. That's disgusting. He's super inconsistent. The whole Eagles team is inconsistent. You never know who's getting the ball. Are they going to run a lot this game? Are they not going to run a lot this game? Who's going to run the ball when that does happen? But that's not the point. Either way, Devonta Smith, too inconsistent for me. I think his stock is at an all-time high right now, and I don't know. What do you think you can get for Devonta Smith? What did Schultz just get for Devonta?
Who did he get for him?
That was a pretty even trade.
No, that was Sun.
He had to give up Chubb though. He gave up Chubb and Smith for Jacobs and Jamar Chase.
Was it Jamar?
Was Jamar Chase?
Yeah, it was Jamar. It was Jamar.
Yeah, so
that's pretty high.
Yeah, he had to give up Chubb, but Jamar Chase obviously is a huge upgrade for someone that already had pretty good amount of confidence in his running backs. So maybe Adam Thielen, maybe another struggling wide receiver, maybe someone who's down on DJ Moore if you still believe on him. Would you do it for Terry? Devonta Smith for Terry?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking Terry.
Give me Terry all day.
10 out of 10 times.
That's a
Mike Williams.
trade.
I would not do. I would rather have Devonta Smith than Mike Williams right now.
Oh, the Mike Williams. Okay, yeah. I think that's kind of close.
That's that's kind of. I think that's just personal preference right there. That's kind of just like who do you like more?
I haven't seen Mike Williams be good since week 5. It's week 11 now.
You're not wrong, but you also did. You also said that any game, it can happen any week.
It can. It can. You're right. It can, but it hasn't. So
I know it hasn't.
Yeah, but I do like those. Not T-Gods. Q. Finish this up. What do you got?
All right. So my buy low, Javonte Williams. Even as a Melvin Gordon fan, I know that the rookie's time is going to come. Melvin Gordon has about 50 points more, I think. I could be wrong. He is a significant lead in fantasy points over Javonte Williams' total because he has 3 scores in the last 3 games. But after the bye week, if you can just eat the bye week in week 11, I'm sure the Broncos will be coming out using Javonte more, and he has a juicy playoff schedule and championship game, both against the Chargers. Well, he plays them twice in that span, who allow the most rushing yards per game. So could be something to look forward to. And my sell high is Marquise Hollywood Brown, who drops many passes. He's averaging 13 targets in the last couple games. But but he's barely catching half of them. He's still somehow managing high yardage games, but with the emergence of Rashod Bateman, and maybe they start using the run game more. I still think running the ball is their number one option. I think it's something like this would be the highest that you could ship him off, because you probably didn't draft him to be your wide receiver one, so you could possibly be okay with sending him away for some position that you probably need more of.
Yeah, I agree. Fun fact on the Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon split. I think Melvin Gordon has 28 more fantasy points and 5 more
50.
touchdowns. So that's 30 points right there. That's pretty much the split again. It's literally just the touchdowns. And for the first time since week 4, Javonte Williams outsnapped Melvin Gordon 57% of the snaps to 43. So maybe they hinted at it a little bit. I don't know. I still think it's going to be a work share as long as Melvin Gordon's healthy, just because he's in a contract year. I think that's a big difference there.
They both look good, so it's just hard to back off of one.
Yeah, definitely hard to back off of one. But I do still think Javonte is the back of the future. And if they continue to lose a little bit, fall out of playoff contention, Javonte will see more work for sure. All right. Thursday night football preview. Let's get into that real quick before some trivia. Patriots at the Falcons. Kind of a snooze fest.
Not the best fantasy game.
No, definitely not very fantasy friendly, especially with the injuries going on. So let's start with that. Damian Harris may miss again on a short week. I think he's still in the concussion protocol. I'm not sure. I haven't seen his practice reports. But if he does miss, is Ramondre Stevenson a must start running back 2, running back 1? Is he must start in general?
I don't think he is.
After that matchup, I feel like I would start. I would feel confident starting him.
The matchup is juicy, but like, if you don't have players on a bye, like, are you really gonna bench one of like your regular starters for him?
Depends on my lineup.
It definitely does depend. There's no yes
my
or
regular
no,
starters right now would have been like if I had a fully healthy lineup and I have Ramondre Stevenson and Damian. I know Damian Harris is out, and I have to start him or Cortland Sutton.
I'm starting Stevenson against the 30th ranked run D.
Maybe Stevenson or Bateman. Probably still going to go Stevenson. A little bit more upside there. I think it just depends on your lineup. I mean, if you obviously have a very solid lineup, your flex is already in a very good position. I'm probably not starting him over him, but I think if you're looking for someone to plug in, he's definitely a must start to get him on your team, and you need that plug in.
Yeah.
If Harris is out, if Harris plays, that just muddies the water. I don't know. That scares me. And I know we talked about Jacoby Myers earlier, but who would you rather start right now? Jacoby Myers or Kendrick
Nelson Aguilar?
No, not Nelson Aguilar.
He's dead, Q.
Oh, he had a touchdown last week that was called back because of some holding call. I don't know why they even let him run to the end zone, because it was like flagged immediately.
He's wide receiver 58 on the year, Q. He's dead.
Hey, he's still kind of up there.
Stop.
I'm starting Myers with the hopes he gets close to the end zone.
It's so close, and they're like complete opposites. Dude, they're actually Bourne's wide receiver 32 on the season. I was a little bit wrong earlier. And Jacoby Myers is wide receiver 33.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Myers has been
coin flip
more consistent, I guess, in terms of just like decent numbers. Bourne has the bigger games. So what are you doing? Taking the risk on Bourne?
I'm just going with the upside.
Yeah. I have them extremely far apart. I have Myers at 30, Bourne at 48.
Jeez.
Under Robby Anderson.
But Myers at 30 might be a little high too. I don't know. I think I'd go Myers too, just for the little bit of a more safe play, but it depends what I need in my lineup. If I have a bunch of people out and I need a big week, I might just throw a dart at Bourne and hope he hits the jackpot again. Last thing for the Patriots here, Hunter Henry, the touchdown machine, continues to score. Is he a top 12 play?
He has to be. He has a million touchdowns in the last however many games, 7 games, something like that.
Yeah, 7 touchdowns, 10 games this season in general, but a lot of them come more recently too.
I have him at 13.
Ooh, right on the outskirts. There. So I don't know if he's a guaranteed top 12 play, but I think he's probably a must start in a 12-team league. So I'd probably put him in my top 12. What if I have my rankings done? For the Falcons, Cordell Patterson may miss some time. Do you like Mike Davis or Wayne Gallman as a starter if he does miss, or are you avoiding this backfield as a whole?
Avoid it.
Avoid it. Don't fall for it.
I'm sure there'll be
Wayne
some
Gallman was a little juicy.
Those two are just so ugly.
I know. Wayne Gallman's bounced around the league for like 4 years. It's just like a very mediocre backup, but he did get 55 rushing yards. He did catch a 21-yard pass.
I don't know. Hopefully,
he did more than Mike Davis. So
hopefully, when this podcast is out tomorrow, there's some clarification on Patterson. He has practiced the last 2 days in some limited capacity, so maybe one more day is all you need. I feel like if the game was on Sunday, he would definitely play.
Yeah, but it's not. So we shall see with that one. Yeah, I'd probably avoid Mike Davis and Wayne Gallman as a whole. Let's be real. Are any wide receivers startable on this team right now?
Sean, would you start Russell Gage again?
No, I'm done. I'm about to freak out at Russell Gage.
Bro,
he has been insanely annoying. I've started him in 2 leagues, and like every time he's put up a donut, I keep falling for it. I fall for it every time. He's going to put up 14 next week, and I'm going to fall for it again. I'm done with Russell Gage. I'm done. I'm dropping him in all my leagues. I'm dropping him in Dynasty. I'm just done.
I'm literally going to drop him too. I lost by 2 points in my other league. Like, I didn't have a hard enough time. I just lost Robert Woods. I was like, oh, perfect time. I could start Russell Gage. Let's go. Drops a donut, bro, when I lose by 2 points. 2 points. You couldn't get me, Russell Gage.
3 donuts in 5 last games.
I was hyping him up so much. He was supposed to be so good.
Dude,
yeah.
He was supposed to be good.
Bro, I hate him.
The last 7 weeks of last year, he was like wide receiver 17 or something. Like he can do it, but he's not.
Dude, I started him in week 8. He got me a donut, and I said, "Screw it, I'm putting him on my bench." Week 9, didn't start him. Week 10, I lost Robert Woods. DeAndre Hopkins is out again. I'm like, you know what? I got to start Russell Gage again. He bounced back. I think he's good. After 8 targets and 7 catches a week before, 3 targets and 0 catches.
I'm sorry.
Now,
Sean.
some of the blame has to be on Matt Ryan. 9 completions in the entire game. So like nothing was going around. But dude, 3 donuts in 5 games. How are you that like inconsistent in that offense? I don't get it.
And sometimes I'm thinking like, is it that hard to be a player on the field and get a donut that consistent? Like just for one game, I think it may be hard to get donuts. But like
1 catch, dude, 1 catch. He wasn't even getting targets in 2 of the 3 donuts. He got no targets. He's on the field for a bunch of the snaps.
Breathing, doing cardio.
Bro, he's on the plane on the way home. He's like, man, I didn't even get a catch.
Didn't get a target.
I didn't even play, bro. I didn't even play.
What the heck?
You got to check.
He's out there as a ghost. He's non-existent. I'm done with him. Done.
Dog.
Any other wide receivers as well? No, I'm not starting any wide receivers on this team.
There's only one person you can start on this team if Patterson's out.
Kyle Pitts.
And that's it.
Yep. I was about to say must start though. I think you still got to roll him out there. He's been a little up and down himself, but the talent is unreal.
I would be a little concerned though. You know, Belichick's good at taking away their best target, but I mean, he just may be too good. Belichick said he's a mix of Tony Gonzalez and Randy Moss, I think.
That's scary.
That is terrifying.
Best of the best.
Yeah, I'm starting Kyle Pitts. The Patriots definitely do scare me a little bit, but I'm rolling them out there.
Come on, trivia.
Well, let's pick this game first. Patriots at the Falcons. Who you got?
Patriots all
day. Give me the Patriots. Go Pats in that one. Q, let's finish it up.
I would say that would be a close game, but after last week by the Falcons, maybe not.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, the NFL's so bounce back. Like every week, it's flip flop. Like you'll get one version of a team, and then the next week, like this game's going to be competitive. I already know it. Like the Patriots just blew out the Browns, and the Falcons just got blown out.
Yeah. Quick thing. I saw some theory that all the teams that the Chiefs have lost to this year. So the Chargers, the Ravens, the Ravens, the Bills, the Titans, I think they've all been big upsets, except for the Chargers. December 26th, the Chargers play the Texans. So like that's going to be their upset loss. That's something I saw on TikTok. I thought it was interesting. It's like a Chiefs curse.
Maybe it is a curse. I mean, there's just
like Ravens lost to the Dolphins, Bills lost
underdogs,
Jags
all over.
All right.
If you're hitting the sports books, bet on the dogs.
The dogs. All right. Trivia. So as we know, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I was born ready for
the Panthers. They brought back Cam Newton this week. He spent his first 9 seasons with the Panthers, signed with New England, and now is coming back to the Panthers. Who is the only other active quarterback who started for a team, left to start for another team, came back and became the starter for the team that they were drafted by? The hint I'll give you is he's not starting right now. So he was drafted by a team
He's active, but he's not starting right now.
Yeah. Drafted by a team, was traded to start on another team, and then found his way back to that original team to start.
Wow. That's a loaded question, bud.
I can give you the year that he returned back to the team, but that might give it away.
No, it's fine. I got to think on this for a minute, though. I have to. All right.
Don't think too hard.
I got to think hard. It's a backup quarterback. I'm going through every backup in the league right now.
I almost said something that really would have gave it away, but I'm not going
to.
Is he on the team that he was drafted by right now?
No.
Is it okay if I get the conference that he's in right now?
He's in the NFC.
Okay. That just gives me half of the league. I don't have to worry.
He started an NFC, but here's the thing. He's drafted an NFC team, went to an AFC team to start, and then went back to the NFC team, currently on an NFC team as well.
Okay. So he's been around forever, apparently.
Since 2012.
Okay. 2012. That was his rookie year. Who was a rookie quarterback in 2012? I don't know.
Try not taking so long to think because you might need to think a little bit for the next one.
Fudge. All right.
Wait, don't have an answer?
I have no idea. I'm not even close to an answer.
Oh my God. You guys are thinking too hard.
Wait, he got traded to a what? And then back to
AFC team, either traded or signed. But either way, he went to an AFC team and then came back to the team on the NFC.
What?
And he wasn't drafted to be the initial starter.
I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. I think I got it. Yo.
What?
And he's not on that team currently. Yeah, I think I got it.
You guys don't think hard.
If you're telling me not to think hard, that's going to make it worse.
Think soft.
Well, you better hope Sean even has it.
I think I'm
telling you, think soft.
I think I have it. Yeah, I have to have it. Yep, I think I 100% have it.
All right, I'm ready, I guess.
All right, it was Nick Foles.
Let's go!
Oh, let's go!
You got it?
Yeah.
At the end?
I got it.
Did you get it when I said think soft?
No.
I was just looking at your hat and your background. I was like,
that's
oh my
why
God.
When Q kept saying don't think too hard, I was easily an Eagles player.
I couldn't think of that for some reason.
When you were like, I'm thinking about all the backups, I'm like, maybe it might be another string.
Yeah, I was like, that's what really threw me through a loop. I started thinking about the Bears, and I was like, who is Justin Fields' backup? And then I was like, oh, they still have Nick Foles, and then it came to me.
All right, next question. This one's actually I'm going to give you the easier one now, just because that one took a little bit of time. But so this past week there was a tie between the Steelers and the Lions for 2 points. When was the last tie, and who were the teams that tied?
Was there another tie this year?
Not this year.
So. What?
Oh
my God!
I feel like I should know this.
The last tie?
Probably
Are you
should.
Kidding me?
I'm just gonna wing it.
Then the two teams.
The two teams. One was an AFC and one was an NFC.
Wait. What's the 2 points here?
So you name the two teams that played. That's 1 point.
Uh-huh.
And then you name the year.
Can we make this a 3-point question? You get the year for 1 point, and then get a point.
If you get either of the teams right, so yeah, sure.
If you get both, you get 2 points.
The teams that played, one was an NFC, one was an AFC.
I can't remember. I'm just gonna go with.
Okay, I think I got it.
No way! Stop it.
Sorry.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Sorry.
Okay, I also had a fact check, and I'm right.
I don't know, bro. Whatever. I'm just writing this. Whatever.
All right. So it was last year.
Yes.
Nope.
And it was against the Eagles and the Bengals.
No, why would you get 2020? I got the Eagles Bengals, but I didn't know what year it was. I just put it right in 2017.
Let's
Damn
go.
it.
Bro, I wrote 2020 and then I wrote, well, who fucking ties all the time? I was like, well, the Bengals tie like every year. And I was like, the Eagles recently tied with the Bengals, but I thought that was a couple years ago.
So did I. That's why I read 2017. Like, bro, I did not think that
Wentz
was
played
last
that
year.
game.
Yeah, it was last year, and then
Was that the last
they
one?
tied. The Eagles
Yeah.
tied with the Bengals before that. Too,
Yeah,
in,
like
the
like
mid
McNabb.
2000s with McNabb. That was when the McNabb tie quote came out. Did you ever hear about that? He was like, after that game, he was like, I didn't even know you could tie in the NFL. And then he was like, what are they going to do if someone ties in the playoffs or the Super Bowl?
Oh my God, that's bad.
It's so bad.
My
if you look
camera
at
will
the
not
actual full
focus.
quote.
Okay, we're good.
All right, well, this last question, you're gonna need
I
some
said,
focus.
was that the last one? You said, yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. There's one more.
Yeah, he said there's
Okay,
the hard
good.
one still, or the long one.
So, I'll wait till you get to your.
Go ahead.
No, you need to listen though.
I have ears.
Okay. So Odell Beckham has caught touchdown passes from Eli Manning and Baker Mayfield, both formerly number 1 overall picks. He's now going to be catching passes from Matthew Stafford, who are the only 2 active players who have already done this, catching a touchdown pass from 3 different number 1 overall picks. I'll name the number 1 overall picks for you because there's 6 quarterbacks because there's 2 players. 2 players have caught 3 touchdowns or a touchdown from 3 different number 1 overall. Okay, and both players have the same initials. I should probably give the initials. DJ. So the quarterbacks for the first DJ, Jameis Winston, Matt Stafford, and Michael Vick. The second DJ has caught touchdown pass from Carson Palmer, Kyler Murray, and Sam Bradford.
Carson Palmer, Kyler Murray, and Sam Bradford. DJ?
I probably shouldn't have given the initials, but
Wait, what were the first quarterbacks again?
Jameis Winston, Matt Stafford, and Michael Vick.
Okay. And then the second one.
Sam Bradford, Kyler Murray, and Carson Palmer.
What?
Who've been around.
Thinking.
The second one is throwing me off. I got the first one.
Because some of them
First one, I got
quarterbacks
it.
have been around forever.
Carson Palmer, dude. What the fuck? Where'd you pull him out of your ass?
He played for the Raiders,
I know.
for the Bengals.
Bounced around. He played for the Cardinals too.
Yep.
DJ. I don't like these initials. Wait, Carson Palmer, Sam Bradford, dude. What? No one caught touchdowns from him. He stinks.
Try not to take too long because I have to use the bathroom.
All right, who's the last one in that one again? Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's recent. Kyler Murray. What? Do you have them?
I think so.
So wait, I'm the only one holding this up, dude. What?
Big time holding us up.
I can't think of anyone that has those fucking initials.
You got to start a countdown or something.
Yeah. You're counting down from 20.
What? I keep thinking Deontay Johnson and it's driving me nuts. Keeps popping in my head.
15. Better write something.
Fuck.
We've been doing trivia for like 15 minutes.
I know this trivia is taking forever.
I'm not even on a timer. I'm just 5, 3.
Fuck. I'm not writing anyone.
1.
Up. I don't know. Fuck.
So,
I choked.
First DJ is Deshaun
Sean
Jackson. Second DJ, oh, poor Sean. David Johnson.
Oh.
You were saying
I was-
DJ.
I was like, how are you not getting it? Dude.
Wow, that was so easy. It was in my face.
I know, bro. I was like, how? You love him.
And dude, I was so stuck on wide receivers. Like I was so stuck. Like I did not think of a running back whatsoever.
I thought Murray would have gave it away because he's the
Dude, Murray did give it away. I kept thinking Christian Kirk. I was thinking Andy Isabella. I was like, who
DJ.
has been on the Cardinals for this long?
I
Like,
just
it's
took
obviously
the
not
lead
AJ Green.
ahead of
Oh
Matt.
my
I'm ahead of
God!
Matt.
All right, I got
Suck
4
it, Matt.
points total. Well, I guess 5 if you count DJX. I got 5 total.
That's crazy.
All right. I'm only 11 behind Sean.
You got
Oh,
5
I thought
total.
Matt was in first place.
No. He's in
I think that's
first.
Matt
picks.
fell off
Picks.
because it was COVID.
Yeah. Well, that
All right.
happens.
Well, might have gone a little over with that trivia, but that's okay. That's a wrap for the Week 10 recap. We will be back on Sunday. Don't forget it with our Week 11 preview. So make sure you're following us here on Twitch if you're watching. Throw us a sub on YouTube as well. Spotify, Apple, Anchor, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just look up Super Fantasy Bros. You will find us. We will see you guys on Friday. Peace.
Sunday.
Sunday. Peace.